and fear on their way to and from school. At this moment, please raise your hand if you have been affected by gun violence to honor the ones you have lost. Today, I raise my hand in honor of my twin brother, Zaire Kelly.
That is Thurgood Marshall Academy senior Zion Kelly at Saturday's March for Our Lives. His brother, Zaire Kelly. You'll recall the story. We covered it here extensively. He was killed back in September while walking home from an after-school program. He was a student leader. He was just 16 years old. We've been covering that story from the beginning. I'm joined by Zion. Thanks for you did us really proud, and Dad, you too. Thank you very much. Tell me what your thoughts were when you were walking up to address the crowd. What point did you want to make?
The point that I wanted to make is I really wanted to broaden the conversation that gun violence is not only an issue in schools, but it's also an issue in, within our communities here in D.C. and other urban areas around the nation.
Mm-hmm. For people who don't know, refresh their memories. What happened to your brother?
So yes, my brother was walking home from school. No, not from school, I'm sorry. He was walking home from after school program called College Bound. And a robber attempted to rob him and shot him.
And you had been communicating with your brother,
yes.
Is that right? Talking on his cell phone?
Yes.
What were you talking about? Were you concerned about him or?
Yeah, so I called him just saying like, be aware, you know, this happened to me, and like I would tell you more once you get home, but unfortunately he never made it home.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? We've been covering this issue ever since I've been in D.C. About the violence in the streets. In some instances where young people have to be escorted from home to school, you know, swept off the streets at night. I mean, what are your thoughts, Dad?
It's ridiculous. You know, we're allowing guns to get in the wrong hands, and for families to lose such a, you know, inspiring young individual such as ours, you know, a great son, you know, it's a terrible, terrible loss for us and our family, you know. So that's why we are fighting to try to protect our students here in this city, you know.
And we appreciate the two of you stepping up and becoming advocates, you know, doing something. We had a child psychiatrist on one time. She says it's good to get involved. What's your plan? What do you do from this point
on? For me, I continue to try to educate my peers. You know, fellow 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders inside of my school to become involved more and just have more opinions on the idea, and yeah, that's what I plan to do.
I would just encourage you to keep making demands on us grown-ups, because we failed you. You haven't failed us. You know what I mean? Dad, what do you think?
Yeah, well, from the beginning, our local politicians, they asked for the community help us with a solution. So that's what we did. We did our research. We enlisted our attorneys, Stella Adams and her crew, and Gregory Baldwin at Helping Hands, my cousin, and we developed a bill that could definitely, because the narrative right now is that the students are the vulnerable are being attacked.
Right.
So we saying, okay, we have a bill that will protect our students.
And how so? What will this bill do?
This bill will protect our students by offering protections in their increase the peace and silence the violent zones is what we're calling it.
Right.
And that will be protected under Zaire.
So there'll be some zones where if a weapon is used there, the penalties?
Well, not just weapons, because the law you have several laws here in the District of Columbia that cover murder and those things, but we're trying to cover crimes committed against students. So if they're in their schools, their parks, their recreations, their extracurricular activity, even if they just hanging out at the mall and someone commit a crime against that student, then they'll be covered under the Zaire Kelly Public Amendments Act.
One of the things I say to young people, such as yourself, your brother was not in the wrong place. He was where he's supposed to be. It was the gunman who was in the wrong place.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And he had the gun. You know, all props to you. You know, good luck. Consider us part of your network, part of your family. Anything we can do, I mean, to help, let us know. Okay.
We appreciate that.
No, we appreciate
Thank you for
you
having
guys.
us.
Thanks for coming in. The youngest speaker at the March for Our Lives rally is also a local student. She's 11 years old, Naomi Wadler, a fifth grader at George Mason Elementary School in Alexandria. Her name has turned into a hashtag and her speech a meme.
I am here today to acknowledge and represent the African American girls whose stories don't make the front page of every national newspaper. Whose stories don't lead on the evening news. I represent the African American women who are victims of gun violence, who are simply statistics instead of vibrant, beautiful girls that full of potential.
Naomi's speech has been shared around the world. It's been praised by celebrities and civic leaders alike. The kids behind the March for Our Lives already have plans for their next big moment. The focus is now on something they call the Town Hall Project. They're asking for people to call for a town hall with a representative on April 7th for 2 hours between 8 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon.